Good evening, everybody. Recorded a little bit later this week. Just got done watching the USA Olympic hockey game, so sorry for the delay. Um, but this week we've got UFC Houston. Looks to be a solid fight night card. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first fight of the night is Miller versus Judice. It's a little interesting fight here that we got on here. We've got Judice, who's one of the only female fighters to, I believe she's gotten three um, fight of the night bonuses already in her young career. So she's off to a solid start. Got a lot of power. She's going to have a humongous striking advantage in this fight. Miller's only opportunity here is to try and grapple, and Judice was a minus 700. Now I see she's all the way up to a minus 900 range. So I mean, I don't think she warrants that high of a ticket, but she should win this fight pretty easily. A lot of people are leaning towards a KO. My only issue with that is, yes, she's had a few, but they've been, lower end competition. And but then again, Miller's not very good at all. So I'm gonna, even though it's risky and probably shouldn't do it, I'm gonna put a half a unit on fight to start the third round, minus 105. It's just basically, I don't have anything to back it up. It's basically female fight. Overs are usually good. Um, if you want to do a fight to go the distance closer to a plus 150 and get a little greedy and put even less money on it, I don't mind that either. I'm gonna do a fight to start third round minus 105 for just a few bucks. Maybe not even a half a unit. Just something, just to have a little something on the first fight. I mean, I do have it listed as one of my best bets, but it's really not. It's just a hard lean, and with it being a female fight. So our next fight is Levette versus Delval. Um, this is I think this is going to be one way traffic. I think I like Delval a lot in this one. I did not do a single on him. I do have him in a two-piece parlay that I'll show you at the end. He's going to be way faster. He's going to be the better striker. He's just going to be better everywhere. Um, well, if Levette can grapple, then that's his only advantage. But I don't see him getting it there. I see Delval stuffing the takedowns and keeping this fight standing, and could possibly even see a second or third round finish. But I like Delval a lot. Um, minus 210, I believe, or no, sorry, minus 400 on the money line. So it's a parlay piece. Um, you could take minus 7.5 at a minus 190 on DraftKings as a better parlay piece. So that's what I like on that one. Whoa, that was weird. Just went wacky on me. I can't even find my next fight now. It's gone. Oh, okay. Somehow my next fight moved all the way down to the bottom. I don't know how I did that. Magic, I guess. I don't know. We have Roy versus I can't pronounce his name. Lebis Lebisanani or something like that. Um, I like Lebisanani here. It's his debut. Now this is another fight where he's just going to be better everywhere, and especially with grappling. Um, I see him striking with him and then taking him down and rinse and repeat if he does not get a submission. I like the -3.5 at a -130. But also his submission line at a +200 looks to be pretty solid to me. I didn't bet either one of them, but they are ones that I really do like. So that's what I got on that. And then we got Brahma versus Soriano. This is as close to a 50-50 fight as you can get. I believe it's -110, maybe -115 both ways. It's pretty evenly matched, except I do think Brahma is a little bit better of a grappler. They are both going to try and grapple. So maybe a interesting look could be both fighters get one takedown. I haven't looked at the odds of that. It's probably not the greatest, but it's an option to look at if your book allows that or has that. I'm gonna lean Brahma by on the money line, but it's just a lean. I think his grappling is a little bit better, and I think that he's got more in the range of submission threats, and he's going to be more dangerous on the mat. Where Soriano might just be, I don't want to necessarily say lay and pray, but he's going to be more of just position over submission type of game. So I like Brahma to get the win. Then we've got the female fight, the second female fight, Cornell versus Edwards. This is a rematch from like 3 years ago, I think, where Cornell got the win, but yeah, Edwards had, I think, in the range of 12 minutes of control time. She had either 4 or 5 takedowns and kind of controlled the fight, but she didn't have a lot of significant strikes. So she didn't do a lot. So according to the judges, they probably felt like she didn't do a lot with the takedowns, but most people agree that she got robbed. So this is the rematch here. I think Edwards has improved. I don't think Cornell has. So I like Edwards here. I like the fight to go the distance. I like her to win by decision, and also look at her takedowns. But I also think she's improved on the feet, so I think she can stand with her too in this fight. So that's what I like on that one. Next, we got Correa versus Guriel. This fight is probably one of the first fights of the night so far that's going to be, both fighters are going to want it to be standing. But Correa is the faster, more skilled striker here, which the odds reflect that. He's like a -400 on the money line. I do lean him to get the win. Just -400's a little too wide for my likings. I do like him, though, to get the victory on this one. Next, we've got Osborne versus Idris. This is one where O'Day Osborne is live in the first round, but he's got power, he's going to come out fast. But I like Idris to weather the storm and then get his grappling going, and I like him to get the win here. I think he's either going to submit him or end up just getting a decision, more than likely a decision. And I like Idris a lot in this one also. And that line's pretty even too, if I'm not mistaken. Then we got Jokani versus Leal. I actually like the underdog here in Leal. I think Jokani is a dangerous striker, and I think he could get the KO. But I think Leal is just a more well-rounded fighter. I think he's got more ways to win. I think he's the better technical striker, and I think he's gonna be the more higher volume striker and the more point striker, if that makes sense. And if anyone is to grapple, it's going to be Leal, and so he's just got more ways to win, in my opinion. So I lean towards him as plus money rather than taking Giacani. But that's just a hard lean. Next, we got Reese versus Michelle Pereira. This is probably my favorite dog on the card is Zachary Reese. I think he's live to get the win here, especially, at least in my opinion. If this gets past the first round, I really like him. If this gets past the first round, I will. If this gets past the first round and Michelle Pereira wins the first round, and I can get Reese at like a plus 200 or higher, or even around that, I'm going to take it. So I really like him a lot, especially if he gets out of the first round. I think Pereira is first round or bust. I think if it gets past the first round, he's going to start gassing and slowing down, and you'll see Zachary Reese take over. But you could also see Zachary Reese get a knockout in the first round. It's very likely that this fight goes under 1.5 rounds. But I'm leaning Reese, and if it gets past the first round, I'm going to put a little wager on him. Our next one is Smith versus Hurrell. Hurrell is a short replacement. Smith, in his first UFC fight, or was it his first or second? I don't remember if it was actually his first or not. He pretty much gassed out, but he tried to finish the guy so hard that he just gassed out after 5 minutes. He still got the win, but I'm hoping he's a little bit smarter. He's a minus 300 for a reason. I like him to get the win. I'm not putting any money on him. It's just a hard lean for me, but I do like for him and his team to be a little smarter this time and be a little more calculated and technical and just let the fight flow. And if he gets a knockout, great. But if not, then a 3-round decision might be in the books for him. But I do like him, but I'm going to stay off of it. This one here, Spivak versus D'Elia, is probably my favorite, my most confident pick of the card. And I've got D'Elia money line, minus 135. It's one of my singles. I like him a lot in this. I think he's going to have a humongous striking advantage in this fight. I think Spivak's only shot in this fight is to grapple, and I don't think he's going to be able to. I also like Spivak's under 1.5 takedowns at a minus 200 as a parlay piece. I didn't use it yet on anything, but I probably will. But I do like that as a parlay piece also, because I think D'Elia stuffs his takedowns and more than likely gets a knockout. You could also play his minus 5.5 at a minus 110 on DraftKings if you would prefer a little bit better of a price, but there's such a small difference between minus 135 and minus 110. I'm just not going to risk it. Next fight, we got Dan Ige versus Costa. I'm definitely seeing some people on Ige, but I'm not one of them. I think Costa is better everywhere, and I know there's some people that would argue that and say that Dan Ige is the better striker, the better boxer. I don't really think he is. I think he's lower volume. I think Costa is going to be the higher volume striker. So I think on the feet, I still think Costa is better, and where he's really better is on the mat. And I look for him to get the fight to the mat, and I look for Costa to get a victory by decision in this fight. And then we got next one is our co-main event. Neil versus Medic. This is going to be an absolute banger. Someone's getting knocked out. I'm going to lean towards Neil. He's just the better striker. He's got a little more power. He's just a better all-around fighter. So I'm going to lean that Neil finds the knockout. But I did use Fight to end by knockout as a parlay piece. It's pretty chalky. It was like a minus 400, but I used it anyways. I like for this fight to end by knockout. So if anybody plays DFS, this is a pretty solid one to use both ways on DFS. And then our last fight of the night, we got Strickland versus Hernandez. I think this is a bad matchup for Hernandez, to be honest. At least that's my opinion. Strickland normally is the fighter that dictates where the fight goes, dictates the pace. He usually has the higher cardio. Well, he doesn't have any of that in this fight. Hernandez is going to be pressuring him the whole time. Hernandez is going to be dictating where this fight goes. Hernandez is going to be the one that's going to be with the higher cardio. He's just a cardio machine. He's like Merab 2.0, and he's probably going to end up with anywhere from 6 to 10 takedowns in this matchup. So I like him to get the win. I also like Fight to go the distance, minus 143. And I like Hernandez over 6.5 takedowns at a plus 115. I would not recommend playing all of these, but I do like them all. I think Hernandez gets the victory here, and I don't necessarily think it's that close either. So, oh wow, there's my little one. She wanted to come and see what Daddy was doing, right, sis? Yeah. Are you being a good girl? Okay. Now I'm going to pull up some of my singles here, and we've got, let's see if it'll work. Let me pull this off. Of course, my computer is freezing right now for some particular. You have to be quiet. If you're going to be down here, you got to be quiet, okay, honey? Okay. So these are my singles, which I've already spoken about. It's going to be Anti D'Elia on the money line, minus 135. Then we've got Miller and Judice as a hard lean to fight to start round 3 at a minus 105. Then we've got Strickland versus Hernandez, fight to go the distance, minus 143. And Hernandez over 6.5 takedowns at a plus 115. And there finally it went to full screen, but I'm already done, so I can exit back out of that. I gotta scroll down and get that one piece off though, kiddo. Shoot. And then now I'm gonna add my parlays to the stage and go to full screen. Now, my parlays, these are plays I have not talked about yet. We got Cornell versus Edwards to start round 3, paired with Ige and Costa over 1.5 rounds, and Strickland versus Hernandez to start round 4. That 3-piece parlay is a minus 110. That's probably my favorite parlay of the card. Then I've got Duvall on the money line, and then Hernandez by sub/decision minus 114. And then I've got a most significant strike parlay. I'm waiting for FanDuel to unlock one of them. They still got the Hernandez one locked, so I just used the odds off of a different book. But the other book doesn't have the D'Elia one. So I've got D'Elia most significant strikes and Hernandez most significant strikes. That's going to be right around a plus 112. as long as FanDuel unlocks it and has it available. I did throw together a 4-piece parlay in case anybody wants something a little riskier. And let me see if I can pull that up real quick. That 4-piece parlay would be Delval on the money line, Labisanani on the money line, Hernandez on the money line, and then Edwards over 2.5 rounds plus 225. That one's pretty solid, I think. So that's my picks for UFC Fight Night. I hope everybody enjoys these picks. And hang on, I'm trying to fix this here. Enjoys the picks, and sorry for the little one jumping in, but she's usually a pretty good girl. But anyways, I hope everybody, if anyone has any questions, please shoot me a DM or a message. And hope everyone cashes some wagers with me.